Javier Milei has just unveiled a groundbreaking nuclear plan for Argentina. Watch the video to hear his announcement in English. Please, we really need your support. Subscribe now and help us reach 1,000 subscribers.
Good evening, everyone. Many thanks to Dr. Damien Redel, Dr. Rafael Grossi, and everyone present. It is a pleasure to address all of you on this important occasion. The fluid conception of time is something that distinguishes us as humans. We do not inhabit only the present, we also live in the near future, in the medium and long term. We decide our actions thinking not only about our immediate benefit, but also about what effects it may have over time, as well as identifying opportunities or threats in the long term and shaping our present behaviors based on them. Put another way, what I call thinking dynamically. This is an attribute of human nature, but it is especially true for presidential work. Our government has been entrusted with the enormous task of stabilizing a chaotic present on the brink of the abyss, correcting once and for all the aberrations of the past. Today, unlike what happened a year ago, the state saves to return what is theirs to society through tax reductions in the future. One can print 13 points of GDP in a year to try to win an election and momentarily be fine. But any intellectually honest economist understands that it comes at the cost of causing monumental damage in the future. Because playing a match with an infiltrated ankle does not heal the injury. This does not only happen in the macro, but also in the micro. The structural reforms we are undertaking today to provide more freedom for Argentinians and more competitiveness for economic sectors will have effects over different time frames. Part of this work is also to look 10, 20, or 40 years ahead, to ask ourselves what the future will be like, how we will prepare for it. Today, two very interesting phenomena occur simultaneously. On one hand, we are contemporaries of a true technological revolution. The evolution of our species has always galloped at the pace of these revolutions. Fire, the wheel, the loom, the locomotive, steam, electric energy, the internet. These technological leaps, which are also discrete and create exponential accelerations, mark that in the last 2 centuries, we went from not being able to guarantee ourselves 2 meals a day to having conquered the atom, air, and space, and even discussing how long it will take us to conquer Mars. A true marvel. Today, the development of artificial intelligence opens a new frontier for this manifest destiny we share as a species. Who knows what doors such computing power can open for us in medicine, transportation, engineering, energy development, economics, or in health. In other words, the possibilities are endless. But while this and other new paths open in the tireless technological advancement, today a peculiar phenomenon occurs simultaneously. Many of the free nations that have always been at the forefront of technological development today fear innovation and punish the technology sector with taxes and regulations, even if it has the courage to take the necessary risks to continue promoting the progress of the human species. In this sense, Argentina is going against the grain of that part of the free world. Because while others become burdened with regulations, with unjustified impositions, we are removing the regulations that for decades have tied the hands of our people and are inviting the world's large capitals to cooperate with Argentina. The technology sector is the best example of this dynamic. Western leadership today suffers from an ailment of the soul. They have lost faith and optimism in technological development, faith in the private sector, and faith in the freedom that belongs to them by natural right. We are recovering that faith. We are reconnecting with the truths of our deep past, the truths that made Argentina a prosperous and technologically advanced country 100 years ago, because we know that in those old truths lies the recipe to leap into the future. But that is not the only thing we have. We also have a people privileged in human capital, because if 100 years of collectivism taught us anything, it is that Argentinians have the ability to get water from stones and to undertake. Even in the worst conditions otherwise, how can it be explained that we are the country in the region with the most tech unicorns per capita, and at the same time one of the countries with the worst economic performance in the last 100 years? And we also have inhospitable low temperature lands throughout our Patagonia, which is a comparative advantage for setting up artificial intelligence servers. Additionally, we have one last advantage, our abundant energy reserves, which are necessary to supply any artificial intelligence development. But the potential for development in artificial intelligence is so immense that conventional energy will not be enough to meet this new demand. That's why we are convinced that a resurgence of nuclear energy will occur worldwide, because despite the countless smear campaigns that some international foundations have launched, nuclear energy is the only source that is efficient enough, abundant, and quickly scalable to face the development of our civilization. So, Lieutenant Tam, after decades of decline, nuclear energy will have its triumphant return. And we are not only going to stay behind, but we also intend to be pioneers. For this specific task, I have called upon Dr. Demian Reidel. He has been the head of my advisory council throughout this year, focusing especially on long-term planning, and today I am proud to present him as the head of the Argentine nuclear plan. Demian Pono just explained the details of our plan. I want to focus on reflecting on the core of the matter, the purpose of all this. Thinking about the future is always an obligation for any person and for any country. But today for Argentina, with all the opportunities and advantages we have, we not only have the obligation to think about the future, we have the obligation to think big, to stimulate our imagination and dream the future that no one else dares to dream. The other day, I came across a quote by Hunter Thompson that seemed inspiring for the occasion. It says, "Which man is happier, the one who threw himself into the storm of life and truly lived, or the one who confined himself to the coast and merely existed?" It seems to me that we must ask ourselves the same question as a country, because as that wonderful song by Eladia Blasque, a distinguished Argentine composer, says, "Just lasting and passing through doesn't give us the right to boast, because it's not the same as living, honoring life. We have not come here to merely last and pass by. We should not fear greatness. It is an inescapable part of our destiny as Argentinians and as Westerners proud of the legacy of our ancestors." Therefore, Stina Sestico, standing on the shoulders of the giants of our history, we direct our gaze toward new future horizons, seeking new challenges and doing what we do best, testing the limits of what is possible. Finally, have a good night, happy holidays. May God bless the Argentinians and may the forces of heaven be with us. Thank you very much.